And then the best for last, accountant.
We got left off the list, right?
Yeah, no, not a professional thing in the Department of Education. So between like accountants, we lose our mind when you call us not professionals, right? Like, oh my God, you do some of this crazy stuff that we're doing. And then nurses, like, yeah, still looks bad. Like there's a lot of hot nurses. Angry nurses. Yeah, angry nurses. And I'm not going to discriminate. Hot accountants, angry accountants out there that are, yeah, not happy with the situation.
Building a firm is scary. We've all experienced the false starts, the 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and the tough lessons along the way. Well, no more. The Firm Foundation is a plug-and-play system to get your bookkeeping and tax firm up and running in no time flat. With Double, formerly Keeper, as the backbone of our firm blueprint, we'll give you SOPs, templates, and how-tos to get your staff up and running right away with no training from you. Sadly, our first 50 spots we opened up at a discount were gone too fast. So, good news everyone, we'll be opening up 50 more highly discounted spots on November 21st. Head on over to thefirm.foundation to sign up to get notified when it goes live, and be sure to snag your spot in the next cohort before it's gone. Again, that's thefirm.foundation. See you there. Welcome to UnAccountable, the world's okayest accounting game show podcast for product news, education, and updates. I am your Carol on a barrel of a host, Tyler Otto, and I'm joined by Funds on some Buns, Jeremy Van Groll. What are you making me say over here? I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I have no idea what I just said.
I was trying to play the elf on the shelf. Do you do that?
Oh, no, I like the idea of elf on the shelf, but dude, I'm not organized enough. Like, you know me, right? When you need to get a hold of me, what do? You go to Kate. I feel like elf on the shelf, I can't delegate that, and so I would suck at it.
And we don't do this either. I always kind of thought it was kind of stupid, but like the elf is mischievous, but also mischievous. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but also is supposed to like watch your kids and report back to Santa so they like act better or behave better. I feel like I would love to hear one story from a parent where it was like, I feel like this elf was effective and my kids were better behaved before Christmas because of the stupid elf.
But wasn't that the point of Santa? Him and his list, checking it twice, like he already knows. Yeah. Why do we need the elf?
Yeah, I don't know. I just never liked it. Anyway, let's get to things I do like. So one quick update before we get into some other stuff. So our best friends at Double, who we love, formerly Keeper, Double, I was amazed this week. So their site went down for like an hour and 40 minutes. I don't know if you saw the email there. And I had some people talking in our channel, like, I can't update Double or whatever. I'm like, okay, it must be down. And this happens, right? Every software or Amazon web server goes down and then the whole internet's broke, whatever it is, this happens. But I think it was the next day. And if it wasn't, it was the morning of the following one. They sent out a fantastic message to you, email and on their social media saying, hey, we're sorry, we were down. This is what happened. Here's why it happened. We're going to refund you for 1 day of Double. What software does that? None.
No one.
It was amazing.
No, I think if other places do it, they just say like, well, softwares have issues. We understand this is an inconvenience to you, so we'll do better. And that's all they say.
Yeah. I was floored. Like, those guys, they just run such tight ship and cool. And that's why other people say like, hey, I'm using Canopy or Financial Sense. And I'm just like, the people of Double, what keeps me there. Like, and the cool thing.
I think that's true. But like, this is a corollary to our firms, Jeremy, because you and I could be replaced by a super cheap bot accounting firm tomorrow, right? But you and I aren't customers of Double anymore. We're friends of Ben, Kenny, Shayna, Chad, Elena, Maddie, because we've gotten to know all of them. And it's like the loyalty goes beyond the software. And a lot of my clients, it's just like they know Susan, they know Tyler, they know Brittany, and like those are their people. And like that's the corollary for our firms is our loyalty goes beyond the software at this point, and it's the people behind it, and that's what you sell.
Yeah, bring it on, AI. Well, while we're talking about that, nice segue. So you're in some new thing. You're always in new things. I don't know how you do it. I feel like I'm dying half the days, just like my one company, which is a little bigger than yours, but you have
It is.
seven now. But like, cool new venture you're doing. Please let us listeners in on that one.
Okay, so this could be the beginning of the end for me. This really feels like one of those moments where my life goes way up or way down, and I don't know which direction it's about to go. But it doesn't feel like there's status quo from here on out. So, I mean, in essence, yeah, for the first time ever, like I'm white labeling my firm, and there's a difference because in the past, the way this has worked is like I've had some clients, they're asset management companies. They say, hey, we include accounting in our services, and really it's my team behind the service. That's like real white labeling. But full transparency, made friends with a hotel management software long time ago. They actually approached me once upon a time and said, hey, we'd love to buy your firm. And I was like, no, I'm good. I don't want to sell my firm. I don't want to give it to someone else, help grow it, and have to stay on for several years. Just not appealing to me. But eventually we came to a deal that there is now a new company that I own the majority of. They own a smaller portion of. And now when you log into their software, it will say, I mean, this is going to come out if you search me on Google, so I don't care. Think Reservations is the hotel management software. And if you log into your software now, you can sign up for accounting services. And what happens if you get accounting services? You go to an instance of Double that I also own, but it's branded Think Accounting. And so now they're telling everyone they offer accounting as part of their service. Like if a restaurant software did this or anything else, they say, hey, we have accounting because they do own a portion of this company. And the benefit for me is it's a fish in a barrel sales process,
Yeah.
Jeremy. It's literally, they say like, yeah, I want to do it. Here's my pricing, quote, game, let's go. So either I'm pulling my hair out very soon, or I mean, they've got enough customers on their software that like if 1% signs up, this could already be bigger than my regular firm. And all of a sudden it's like, what's specialized accounting? Tyler just runs Think Accounting. So we'll see, man. Like,
First response is if you are spending your time Googling Tyler Otto, you need more things in your life. So
True.
don't do that. But yeah, and I know this is something that Jason Statz has talked about a lot. Like if you can get in on this, and he was talking about an organization that it's like a supermarket brand or chain where that's what they did is they got in good with them and they white labeled it and then they did this, and this has ridiculous amount of clients and margins and things coming in because of this. So I know like you didn't get the idea from him, but like it is just an amazing idea. And I'm trying to think how I do this in nonprofits, and I haven't figured it out yet. But
the interesting thing is we've done this in the past where it's just a management company pays us every month to do all of the books, and then they tell their end clients. This is the first time like, this is a separate company that they own a portion of, we own a portion of. So I don't know. We'll see, man. Could be the dumbest thing I ever did. Could be the greatest.
Remember the little people. But are you staffed to do this? Like, what if you get like this goes live and they're like you get 2% of their client customers that are on the software come up to you and are like, hey, yeah, let's do this. You're gonna be like, no.
I mean, that's the honest truth, man. If 2% of them come to us in the next 6 months, I am hiring like crazy. And I mean, I've got one team member that we've been offloading all her clients that aren't on this software. So all she has left is this one software because there's a lot of hotel management softwares. So we have one team member. We're getting everything else off her plate, getting her ready, her and her team ready to take more on. But I mean, yeah, like I thought, here's what Murphy's Law, Jeremy.
Yeah.
If I bet this was going to be big and staffed up a bunch of people, I was willing to bet that no one would show up and I would be left holding the bag. So instead, I didn't staff up knowing Murphy's Law is going to overwhelm me and I'm going to look like a fool, but at least a fool that didn't overextend himself financially, and we'll just have a wait list, and that's what we got to do.
Yeah, I like it. That's pretty cool.
We'll see, man. I don't know. I could be hating life in the future.
Cool. All right. Well, nice work. And like, if it blows up, remember us little people. We'll talk maybe about the end of this, but Kirsten's going to fill in for me next week because I'm traveling abroad for that. Maybe she can fill in from you for that point because you can't lower your standards for this 1 hour to hang out with me. It's cool. I get it.
Whatever. UnAccountable is my long-term retirement plan, dude.
Yes.
You know, when I'm bored and I got nothing else to do. I just want to come hang out with Jeremy and nerd out.
Live response, because I didn't get to connect with you on this. Did you get my email? Did Kate get it to you about our 6 cents or something that we got through Relay as a response? And I'm like, Christmas bonuses for all.
Yeah, Relay sent an apology letter that they miscalculated our interest and we were owed 6 cents. Yeah, it was great.
That was awesome.
All right.
All right, let's jump into a game.
Jeremy, let's do a game. I want to call today Metric Madness. Yes, I've been spending a lot of time talking metrics with my team, doing metrics in the course that we offer, Firm Foundation. Head to the firm.foundation. You want to check it out. But I've been thinking about this so much. I'm like, why haven't we done a game about this recently? So as we're looking to beef up for our clients this year and just do a little bit more like entry-level analysis for them, I wanted to quiz you on some metrics today and see how well you do. Are you up for it?
Let's do it.
Jeremy, labor margin is calculated by dividing labor expense into income, as you know.
Yep.
Now, as a best practice, Jeremy, when you calculate labor margin, should you include paid time off in that numerator?
I don't know what best practice is, but I know I do, so I'm going to say yes.
In most industries, and feel free to argue here.
All right, let's talk about it.
Feel free to argue, but usually, and maybe this is different because you're talking about for an accounting firm versus I'm talking for a lot of customers.
Okay, yeah.
But in most industries, you want to look at how efficiently you're staffing your team and managing the work. If you're a restaurant, you want to look at how you're staffing servers and chefs compared to people coming in. You want to look at if you're, any sort of service business, retail. You want to see how well you're staffing. You don't want, if 6 people decided to take PTO, fogging up the how well you're staffing, because that's outside of it. Really, the staffing numbers need to be just based off who was working to be able to give good insights. And then if your overall payroll margin is whack, you can say, well, yeah, 6 people all took PTO at once. That makes sense. But to effectively manage labor, you would exclude it. But feel free to argue with me, particularly from an accounting firm point of view.
Yeah, and I am not going to argue with that point. And I think it's really dependent on what your revenue driver is, right? If it is an output driven thing, like you need to get this many widgets out the door, or I don't even know if hotel rooms is there. I can totally get that because that gives you more things. I think like on my own firm, like if we are doing a service for someone else and I just like, and if people have off, like I still have to pay them. I'm just wondering, and because we give so much free time to people, like you work when you work and we put the hours in and we track things by client, but I'm more worried about like, what am I paying and are we getting the work done? So I totally agree with you. If I was back in my for-profit packaging manufacturer terms, totally with you on labor margin.
Who even invited you to this podcast? Like, you don't do for-profit, you don't do taxes. Like, who are you? All right. Question 2, Jeremy. This one does have a premise.
Okay.
But Kirsten opens up her new restaurant, Nuttin' But Pills. She wants to track how profitable her meals, and I'm using meals in quotes here, how profitable her meal offerings are. She runs a few happy hour specials every week to drive sales. When Kirsten calculates her cost of goods sold, should she use gross revenue or net revenue to calculate her cost of goods sold margin?
Cost of goods sold should be, I feel like I'm going to get all these wrong, should be on gross revenue, not net. Yeah.
Well done. So yeah, if you're saying, hey, normally my plate of 7 pills, because if anyone here has ever had dinner with Kirsten, she pulls out like 3 Ziploc bags, and this is what we're going to mock her on next week when she's hosting.
Perfect.
But she pulls out like 3 Ziploc bags of supplements and pills, one of which is a suppository. It makes dinner really awkward. But regardless, yes, so let's say it's $10 for your plate of pills, but you're running a 2-for-1 special or happy hour, so it's 50% off. You don't want to say like the cost of those pills was $3 and we sold them for $5, so it was a 60% cost of sale. No, you want to say, hey, cost of sales was still 30% because you want to go based off retail price. The reason you're missing out on revenue is not a COGS problem. It's a discount margin problem. And so you want to make sure you track it. Jeremy, you correctly got this. Well done, sir. Have you had to do this with any clients?
We don't get a lot of discount type stuff, right? In nonprofits. You don't normally discount donations or grants. I mean, it sounds like a bad idea to me. But like internally, we do that.
Or a new venture for you.
Or a venture, yeah. But internally, we have a few clients where there's a discount and we will look at that and break it out that way. And I ideally want visibility to that, to know that we did this for whatever reason. I feel like there should be a good like Kirsten's pill party way to do that. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, Pill Poppers is her catering business that comes to you. She'll plan parties and give you all your supplements. Jeremy, question number 3. Hotel California has a new front desk manager as of 2 months ago. While room occupancy has been consistent the last 6 months, and the average daily rate has been consistent the last 6 months, net revenue seems to be lower the last 2 months since we brought on our manager. Which of these 4 metrics would likely hold the answer to why revenue is down? Is it going to be the average daily rate? Is it going to be the discount margin, the labor margin, or the cost of goods sold margin?
Oh man, this one's hard. You could think of
I know.
An argument for any of. I'm gonna go with.
You could make the argument, you'd be wrong.
On a dark desert highway. I'm gonna go with the daily rate, right? The first one.
I'm just throwing words in there that you don't ever play with to mess with you. The average daily rate, it said, was consistent the last 6 months. That was in the question. I'm looking for the discount margin. And the reason I love picking on this is the discount margin is, if you're doing the books correctly and you're recording revenue, you shouldn't say, hey, our total revenue is $100 a night. And then like, oh, wait, we gave away 10%. Now it's $90 a night. You should still say it's $100 a night and a 10% discount. Break them out separately. Too often we see when businesses, particularly hotels, get like a new front desk person and they have friends and family and they start giving away or discounting stays or other stuff. I love tracking discount margin because so many times we have caught new people being very liberal with the discounts and giving away free money. And I think it's one of those ones you can only track it if you do track the revenue gross level and the discount as a contra revenue separately. Otherwise, you can't get this.
I guess, too, when I think about that question, and did not remember that was in the lead up of it, but like your average daily rate, I would think in my head, would it be like you would factor the discount in that? I'm thinking through that problem, but I totally get you. Yeah. And to me, it's always like, I want to see every piece of it. So you're right. Like, I don't want to ever lump these things together. I want to know what is in this bucket, what is in this bucket. And so I can know and track that and find all the shady front desk people.
Yep. Well, I mean, when I tell this story at hotel conferences, it's always Uncle Jerry, because it's always the family member that got hired that feels like it's their little fiefdom to give away whatever to family and friends. So I love tracking discount margin. Two more for you, Jeremy.
Okay.
This metric, I'm going to ask you, you get 4 choices. This metric is calculated by dividing cash on hand by the monthly burn rate of the business. Oh, God. What is it? Actually, I'll give you 2 points if you don't want the options. You just want to guess straight out.
The options, man.
All right. The options are net reserves, total burn, runway, or death clock.
Oh, it's either B or C. I'm going to go C.
Yes. Runway, Jeremy. Your runway. Death clock would be a good band name, though.
Oh, yeah.
Can I just go on the record for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the runway. I love this metric with businesses because if you look at the burn rate, which is the average spend per month of the business, you want to say, all right, let's look what you got in the bank. How much are you going through every month then spend to make things happen? If you don't have another dollar coming in, how much longer could you survive? If something hit the fan, if whatever else. I love the runway with my clients. I don't know if you ever do this. Like, do you ever track this with your clients, and do you have a target that you try to shoot for with them?
Yeah, I mean, I think burn rate is not what we use. I feel like that's a very for-profit-y term, right? But we use month's cash on hand, right? Is like how much cash do you have on it? But yeah, we do that, and I tell
that's runway. Yeah,
this is the exact one that I love better than any other metric I have with my client. Is like, if you had no money, how long can you sustain operations if grants dry up and all of that stuff? So yeah, we tell them that number should be between 3 and 9 at all points.
Ooh, it's, to be honest, in my own business, I've only shot for between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And but what's interesting is like, I don't buy into everything Dave Ramsey says, but in my personal life, I do love having like a 6-month emergency fund like he recommends. And then I hear people say like, well, if you're doing that in your personal life, why don't you do it in your business? And it's had me wondering lately, like, should I try and get like my business reserves up to 6 months, which like, that's a chunk of change with payroll, Jeremy.
Yeah. And I just had this conversation with our team. We're putting together 2026 goals, and I'm like, I tell this to clients all the time, but do I have 3 to 9 months of cash just sitting out there somewhere? No, I do not.
I think we're 2.6 right now. And honestly, I might talk with my staff of being like, hey, I want to get that number between 5 and 6. Just like, that's how I run my personal life. I should probably do it in business. And then you've got money for opportunities, right? Like if you're sitting on 5 and you're like, ooh, but there's another firm we could buy for pennies on the dollar. We have the cash to do it. Like you have opportunities to swing. So I might change things up. Yeah. My team, I know like half of you listen. So sorry. And that's coming up in the next couple weeks. Last one, Jeremy. And I do want to ask a few questions, but this metric is calculated by taking current assets and subtracting current liabilities. Do you want the options or do you want a double point for guessing?
Is that working capital?
2 points for Jeremy. Yes. Well done. Hold on. Ooh, there it is. There's the second one coming in. Yes, sir. Working capital. I love this one in the hotel space where I live because how often we take advance deposits, right? You book in December for a vacation in July. And I've seen businesses, they're sitting on $600,000 in advance deposits on the balance sheet. And I go look at their bank account and they have $400,000. And it's like, wait. Like if your hotel burnt down, you've got to return all that money. You are not cash positive. And working capital is one I love to point to. Just, cover your butt.
Do you say that a lot to your clients? If your hotel would burn down, I feel like that's not what you would want to say to them. But I like
not necessarily want to say, but like I had a client with a glamping operation outside Yellowstone, and the road got washed away in a storm to get to their property. You better believe you can't go to the customer. He's like, well, no refunds. It's like, we were going to come. You have no road to get there.
Yeah.
You have a refund policy.
Right. Risk is always there.
So I want to ask Jeremy at the very end, though. Obviously, I talked through things we track. Do you have any metrics or statistics, like even just static numbers you put in, like volunteer hours or number of projects? Like, what do you guys track with your nonprofiters?
Yeah, I mean, again, that month's cash on hand is the biggest one, right? Like, just hammer that all the time. Also, there are several organizations that are very volunteer driven that will put volunteer hours and graph that out and compare it year to year. Put that in there as well. Some of the generic ones, right? Like, what is your liquidity ratios, things like that. I also like to put in cash from operations. So like first third of the cash flow statement, because I want to know that you are generating positive cash from normal activities, right? You're not getting loans, and like nonprofits don't have investors, but things like that. When you're purchasing stuff or you're purchasing assets, we don't take that in there. But like, to me, that's another one of the things I hit home is like, over the long term, this number needs to be positive, right? For you to sustain things or you're going to run out of cash. So that's the other one that I harp on a lot. Those are the main ones. A lot of other ones are specialty type things. Also, like if they're in basic needs, like number of people served, right? Even just dollars given towards their mission, right? Segmenting those programmatic costs. Yeah, those are the heavy ones.
I like it. Yeah. For us, it's always, we start with profit margin, and then we always look at the big three underneath, which is labor margin, cost of goods sold, and cost per occupied room. Like that's what we're looking at. But our business is fun because aside from hotels and airlines, what other industry can you have the same product and dramatically just change the price on people and they're okay with it?
Yeah.
Right? Like we can just say, well, this hotel room is $95 a night in April. But in July and in December during ski season, that's $350 a night, and people pay it.
Yeah, there's this really shady hotel just outside of Lambeau Field, and like if you walk past it during normal like non-Packer weekends, you're like, ooh, this clientele is a little rough. I can't imagine what those little dinky, crappy hotel rooms are on Packers Day weekends, right? I'm sure it's like $300-$400, and people are paying for it all day long.
When I worked at Montage Hotels, the room nights were $295 in the summer, like $200 during the shoulder slush seasons, right? When no one's there. And we were doing over $2,500 a night during the winter ski season.
Yeah.
Same hotel room.
Right. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. Crazy. Well, you know what time it is now?
I don't. Are you a solo bookkeeper owner or just starting to build your team? Then you need to check out our friends at bookkeepers.com. I know what you're thinking. Jeremy, you and Tyler went through this program and you guys are inept at best, but thousands of students have gone through there and actually created fantastic firms and the freedom that they've been looking for in their lives. So, a couple options that they have out there right now: the Digital Bookkeepers Association, low price. Not only does this let you learn or teach you how to scale your business, especially if you're hiring for the first time, they have bi-weekly experts come in and lead all sorts of topics with questions that you have out there. The other thing I love about this is that they have a directory of other members here where if they're not in your niche, you send them to this directory and they can find a quality accountant to work with them or bookkeeper. Other one, they are just started the AI bookkeeping membership, right? And I know AI's out there, but how do we start? This is the place to go, right? Give you the foundations, think about workflows, using AI tools, the training, again, recorded and live trainings, a private community where you can ask these questions. And as we've said so many times on the show, it's the community that gets you ahead faster. So please, if you're at that point, solopreneurs looking to grow your business, check out our friends at bookkeeper.com or email them at success@bookkeepers.com.
It is halftime, Jeremy. Part of the show where we head to the sidelines and get us a bite out of a little app snack. And Jeremy, as much as we have talked with them, as much as we've hung out with their great rep, Laura, at conferences, you realize who we have never done an app snack on?
Are you kidding me? We never talked about Mercury?
We've never done an app snap on Mercury. Have you signed up for a business bank account?
No, because I don't sign up for a business new bank account every week. No, I haven't yet.
I'm doing Blue Vine next.
Oh God.
I know.
Jared.
Maybe with this new, I figured out I have 7 tax returns to file this year. So maybe with this new company, I'll do it. But no, so we haven't done Mercury before. And what I will say, and this is like a compliment and also very lazy analysis by me, but it's a neobank. It works. It's like Relay. It's like Brex. You get in there and it's a simple user interface. It's easy to add people. You get cards simply on the fly. Like they have invoicing, they have bill pay, they'll sync to your financials. It's aesthetically pleasing, but I have spent so many times in the last few weeks working with like Harbor Bank of Maryland that like literally you can't do a sync and you can't like get into. And it's just making me realize like, okay, I love Relay. We know this, but like just getting clients to accept this new world of Mercury, Blue Vine, Relay, Brex, Ramp, like it is the charge. And how do we get clients there? I don't know. But if you have not checked it out, the one thing I will say that it seems everyone's playing in is Ramp also has a capital section, AKA getting lending, like working capital loans, roll up vehicle loans, venture debt, which is super interesting because not many others in this space are doing that yet. So a fun feature, but I know several people are hoping to offer it very soon. So Jeremy, I mean, I don't know if you have any analysis just with your dealings with Mercury, but maybe it's time you tried it out.
Yeah, and I keep, again, the hardest part with me is I can't sell banking to nonprofits, right? Like every single bank, and I think I've said this before, and I'll make it brief, but like every single nonprofit, either their board treasurer is a banker, that then they go with their bank, or what, like a local institution is a regular $10,000 donation at their fundraising event, right? So like I can't say, hey, you should change banks because it's all so relationship driven with nonprofits. So, but no, I love this, right? And the thing, and I've never used Mercury, love Laura. My son very much enjoyed the tea that they had at Intuit Connect. Like, I'm not a tea guy, but the other piece that I know I've seen in some advertising too is like no more telling the client like, hey, that passcode that you got sent that they tell you not to share with anyone, can you send that to me? Because it just feels ugly, right? So like just avoiding those conversations where you just inherently sound a little stupid is pretty worth it.
Yeah. So I mean, head on over to mercury.com. Easy, which that had to be an expensive domain, mercury.com.
Oh yeah.
I would imagine that was a pricey one.
Yeah.
But yeah, give them a shot. Free 99 and obviously kickbacks for referring clients. So I do love that about all the platforms. Jeremy, I will say your point about it's hard to get nonprofits onto bank. The new company, the new accounting firm, if you want our cheapest tier, you use Gusto and nothing else. You use Relay and nothing else. You use Think for your PMS and nothing else. So I'm really excited to hopefully scale this one.
Oh yeah, and I love that. It's like it's the think accounting way, right? And I've tried to do that. Like we need to get more to the nonprofit bookkeeping way. Like the more we can do that, the easier things are, the more efficient we are, the more people can cover for people. So yeah, that's amazing. I love it. All right, cool. Well, thank you. So moving on, another kind of quick one here, and this one maybe like not quite as. There are a lot of things that happened while you and I have been losing our damn minds, running around, starting companies, traveling, doing all the things lately. But one thing that came out recently, I just didn't want to like brush by without addressing, was like a couple weeks ago, the Department of Education came out with a list of careers that they're considering as professional and some that are not. Have you?
I think I heard about.
You heard
this,
about this one?
on.
Yeah. So I feel like I just want to talk about it briefly, so we didn't.
Okay.
People, think we're not brushing to the side. So why does this matter? So like, future students could find it more costly to pursue a specialized degree under this new program. Professional programs, you could borrow $50,000 a year or up to $200,000 if you're a professional, and other graduate level students things would be limited. And this math doesn't math, so I don't know if it's right, but what I got on the site was $20,500 a year or $100,000 total. Like the one math, 50 times 4 is 200, 20.5 times 4 is not 100. Maybe there was something wrong, or I don't know, but pretty sure I copied it verbatim. But anyway, so you get into this more in a little bit, but I'm going to run down a list of 10 professions, and based on the Department of Education, are they a pro or no? You ready?
Wait. Was it a pro or no?
Pro or no? That's what we say here in the Midwest.
Yeah. You Northerners, man.
You coming?
Yeah, love it.
You gonna come with us tonight or no?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, sure, you betcha. All right. Let's do it, Jeremy.
We were
I talk like my family from Badger, Minnesota.
Well, what does this guy look like, anyways?
Oh, he's a little guy, kind of funny looking.
Uh-huh. In what way?
Oh, just in a general kind of way.
All right, first one. Nurses.
It has to be yes.
No. And that
What?
That has been the biggest one out there that blowing up. Like nurses are so in demand, and again, a very talented skill set. If you are a like full on nurse in an ER or something like that, heat came out on that one. So like we'll talk more about the heat at the end a little bit. But let's go. So nurses, no. Pharmacist.
I'm gonna go yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like
I hope drug dealers have to like be considered a little bit more intelligent, but I could be wrong.
But obviously as a pharmacist, you need to know the medications and know what to avoid with them, things you can't have with them. But at the end of the day, isn't 80% of their job counting pills, handing them out, and it's probably 80% of the time to the exact same medicines? Like give me the HO1s, the whatever shots now everybody's getting for diabetes and losing weight. And you know what I'm saying? Like how many? Yeah.
I was trying to remember what the name of those drugs are, but all I'm coming up is like H1Bs. But aren't those visas that you get for like overseas employees? I don't remember.
HO1. I don't know. Either way, we're too fat to have that anyway. It's fine.
Whatever. You lost 30 pounds over this thing. I'm the lone fat guy over here now. I got to figure this out.
I swear I took no sort of drugs except for the drug of happy life.
Whatever. I'm open to it. Yeah. Give me drugs. I'll do it.
Kirsten, I need pills. All right. Anyway. All right. Number 3, veterinarian.
I'm going to go yes still.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Number 4, social worker.
Sounds like anyone that helps people. I'm going to go no.
No. Yes. Social workers. Oh, my wife used to be a social worker. So undervalued. Like them and teachers.
Let's just beat down the people that are already doing like some of the most emotionally taxing work out there. Let's just beat them down a little more.
My wife never knows what she makes unless we have to do something or gets a raise or something. And every time she gets an update, she's like, I don't make crap, right? This is bullshit. And I'm like, you picked this field, so... Anyway, okay, number 5, a pastor.
I would guess no.
Yes. So a theology degree or theologists are on the list as professional, on those professional designations for the Department of Education. But like this will also include like if you are going into like professorship or right, you're going to be a professor in things. So that's all under theology. I don't know about that one, man. That one, Like your pastor, yes. A nurse, no. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lawyer.
Only because I remember hearing about this article and like us accountants got shafted, if I recall, and they usually lump us with lawyers. So I'm going to say no.
Yes. Lawyer is a yes.
Okay.
We'll come back to that other point. An architect.
I don't even know, man. Yes?
No. Architect is not on the professional list.
Yeah, just people that design things that got to stand up and not collapse on us.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like theoretically expert at engineering and geometry and all the things that go into architecture. I don't know. All right. Moving along. Chiropractor.
No.
Yes. All right. Just 2 to go and we'll wrap it up.
Wait, why is a nurse not?
Right?
Like, I want the person drawing blood and helping the doctor save my life, but the guy that's giving me an adjustment
Yeah.
is? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, go on.
All right. Occupational therapist.
No, if social worker didn't.
Yeah, you're right. No. And then the best for last, accountant.
We got left off the list, right?
Yeah, no. Not a professional thing in the Department of Education. So between like accountants, we lose our mind when you call us not professionals, right? Like, oh my God, you do some of this crazy stuff that we're doing. And then nurses, like all sorts of bad press out there. And so much so that the Department of Education put out just in the end of November, myth versus fact, the definition of professional degrees. And like the first one is Department of Education made this decision to exclude nurses unilaterally, right? This is the myth. And then they talk about all this stuff. So some craziness here and a little bit ridiculous, but I think like overall, my opinion, like a little bit blown out of proportion, right? Like people tend to freak out about things because the only thing that is happening here is theoretically you can borrow less on student loans, which you really don't want to do anyway if you can, right? Like taking on debt, Tyler Ramsey, that is not what we want to do, right? But yeah, still looks bad. Like there's a lot of hot nurses, angry nurses.
Clip that. Put it at the beginning of the show.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, angry nurses, and I'm not going to discriminate. Hot accountants, angry accountants out there that are, yeah, not happy with the situation.
But here's my argument because, okay, first of all, whether or not it's professional service is one thing. I also feel like you should limit what people can borrow based on what it's going to pay in the future. Okay. So I get it maybe for nursing, but some of these degrees, man, like either A, it needs to be something that's worthwhile to go into and you want to support more people going into it. So a lawyer, like they can afford it and I feel like we need them. Accountants, we can afford it and they need it. Nurses, they can afford and need it. Jeremy, you know I'm a Christian. Like me and my wife got married in Christian church, like kids still at Sunday school every week. But I'm sorry, where is that a professional service or even one that can pay off the debt they take in? Oh, all right. Sorry.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
Before we get to, I think, our last segment, if you're still listening, stick around for a loser of the week. There's some more government fun in here, and I guarantee you're not going to want to miss this conversation. All right, let's do it.
Welcome to Fast Figures. 10 questions, 1 minute-ish. All answers are numbers. The game starts now.
All right, my turn to put you through the ringer. We're gonna do that. We did a little Christmas thing last time, and for all you we're dropping. I think it's Christmas Eve, so happy holidays to all you. I hope you take some time to get some time away. Am I way off on our drop date? You're giving me a look.
I thought this one drops on the 18th.
All right, never mind. It's Christmas next week. Hope it's a great holiday. Oh Lord, days are hard. But I'm gonna focus on charitable giving because I know some of that stuff, right? I hear. But also like Christmas songs. You did a little bit with the 12 Days of Christmas and how much that would cost. But we're going to dig a little deeper in your knowledge on Christmas jingles when we go a wassailing. Are you ready?
Bring it on.
Okay. First one. In Jingle Bells, how many horses are pulling the open sleigh?
1.
Number 2, this is the season for charitable giving. So you file your tax return as a single filer and take the standard deduction. You donated $1,500 cash on December 31st, 2025 to a 501c3 organization, legal nonprofit. How much of this will you receive as a deduction on your taxes?
2025 or 2026 taxes?
2025 taxes, because you made it on
0.
12/31. Okay. Same scenario. You make this $1,500 cash donation January 1st, 2026. How much of this will you receive as a deduction?
$1,000. I think. Or 500. Oh, snap. It's one of them, but I'm going to go 1,000.
All right, perfect.
I got the spirit of the question. Bring it on.
All right. In We Wish You a Merry Christmas, how many demands for figgy pudding are made before we won't go until we get some?
3.
Within 20 years, what year did the U.S. government allow donations to be included as an individual tax deduction?
95?
At what age can individuals make qualified charitable distributions from an IRA? Within 5 years.
21?
Within 2 years, how old was the singer of I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas when it was recorded?
It's either some ridiculously low age, but I think you're no, because you wouldn't give me 2 years. I'm going to go 8. I think it's probably insanely high, like 57.
If an individual's charitable contribution deductions exceed the annual AGI limits, the IRS allows the taxpayer to carry forward the remaining amount for how many years?
3?
And then 2 more to go. In the Chipmunk song, how many different gifts are requested?
The Chipmunk song?
The Chipmunk song. Christmas, Christmas time
is here. I don't know. 9.
Okay. In
Santa still wants a hula hoop.
Yeah. In Santa Claus is Coming to Town, how many behaviors does Santa evaluate while performing what is essentially a bedroom audit?
9 again?
All right.
I am not you're going to say the lyrics, but I have no clue off the top of my head. All right. I like where you're going with this, so let's do it.
Good. Yeah, I think there's some good things in here. And Jingle Bells, how many horses are pulling the open sleigh? It is a 1-horse open sleigh. I always gonna be crap. I give you too many hard questions, so I threw a softball here at the beginning. Okay, so next one, some accounting merit. Thank you, Earmark. We are talking accounting here.
Yep.
Okay, so season for charitable giving. I'm going to lump these two together, right? Let's just talk about them. So you are a single filing taxpayer, and you're taking the standard deduction, right? You donate $1,500 cash, has to be cash, right? And to a legal 501c3 charity. If you pay that money on December 31st, 2025, how much do you get for a deduction?
I said 0.
0, it's 0, correct. However, if you pay that cash on January 1st, 2026, new law in place, how much do you get as a deduction as a standard filer? Because historically, and I don't know how far back this goes, you get nothing, right? If you're going to take a standard deduction, nothing.
It's either 500 or 1,000, but I said 1,000. Am I right?
1,000, correct. It is $1,000. You got both those right. And I saw your little geeky smirk that you knew this one, but just good to know, right? And if your favorite nonprofits need funds, please just give when it's good for you to give. But if you are looking for tax treatment and you always do standard deduction, pay that on January 1st, not December.
But Jeremy, what if I had $16,000 in mortgage interest this year? Actually, SALT would still limit it.
Oh,
damn it! Never mind.
So rules are different if you do itemized, right?
Yes.
And I don't know the difference. I do know, you could probably talk to what the rule is now, right? And I was focused, what is the rule change? But I think there's a cap on it.
Yeah, SALT is 20 this year now. See, this is the problem. I know all these numbers, but if you put me on the spot. So yeah, you know what? Jeremy, if I did have 17,000, I could take the full 15. Because I think SALT is 20K, if not aged out. Plus, you can take your medical. Bring it on.
All right. General guidance for 2026, though, there is now a minimum that you need to give before you're going to get a deduction, which is 0.5% of your adjusted gross income. So you make $100,000, first 500, the nonprofits will thank you and you will still do this, but only deductible above that 0.5%.
Wait a second, Jeremy, did you just venture into the land of tax reporting?
I like nonprofit and charitable giving, man.
Wow.
Notice how I didn't know the one answer though of my own question. It's perfect. Cool, but that was good. Yeah, so like think about your timing of charitable giving. We all want to maximize or minimize our tax burden, so good thing to have out there.
Love it.
Cool. All right. We wish you a Merry Christmas. How many demands for figgy pudding are there?
3?
There are 3 demands. So give us some figgy pudding. Give us some figgy pudding. Give us pudding. Give it right now. Yes. Or
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I was wondering, like, is there further lyrics where they come back to it and like, yo, still waiting on the pudding, yo, waiting on the pudding, like, but
in the remix.
Checking. Yeah.
Love this. Okay, this question, I don't know if we landed with this one, but so the U.S. government established you to be able to take a deduction for charitable giving in what year?
I said 95 because I was looking at the Windows logo on my desk and thought Windows 95. That's all I got.
No, 1917.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
So this was the War Revenue Act of 1917, coming out of World War I. The U.S. government wanted to incentivize people to give to struggling nonprofit organizations. I'm kind of wondering how many nonprofit organizations there were out there in 1917, but I don't know.
And we don't have the budget for that research.
No. However, you can do this, right? And this also said you need to have a receipt to prove this, right? So you need to get an acknowledgement or receipt from the charity, from the nonprofit. So I also believe this is the same year that the shoebox receipt management system was created, right? Because like we now have to keep receipts. Where are you going to throw those? What kind of shoes were there in 1917? Sears and Roebuck?
I believe those are called clogs. Made out of wood.
Right?
But did they come in boxes? I don't know.
Or bags. Comes without boxes. I love it. Okay. So yeah, just heads up on that one. All right, next one. At what age can individuals make qualified charitable distributions from an IRA within 5 years?
It's either like when they become adults or it's got to be like 59 and a half. But I went like 21 years old to give myself a little window.
70 and a half years old.
Okay.
All right.
I was wrong.
Yeah, that one. So good thinking. If you are the older crowd listening to this hip podcast, hey, think about giving some.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, speaking of, I confirmed, we talked about this last time, Miracle on 34th Street, my mom's favorite Christmas movie too. I was right.
There you go. What's your mom's name again? Patty?
Charlene.
Char. Okay,
Yeah.
We'll get Nancy and Char together one day. They'll go watch their Christmas movie.
Yeah, we're going to watch that movie. I really don't like that movie either. We talked about it. I'm a Grinch. It's fine. Okay. Within 2 years, how old was the singer is I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas when that was recorded?
You gave me a low window, so I went low, but I feel like you're going to say, again, 70 years old.
No, you're right. She was 10. You said 8 within 2 years.
Oh, hey.
Perfect.
Okay.
Bonus points. Gayla Rionette Peavy is the lady who sang it, still alive. How old is she now? Just guess.
What's my window?
No window. You got to get this right in the bucket.
Wow. 78.
Pretty close. 82. So Gayla, I'm sure you're listening.
I'm still giving it to myself.
We're glad you're with us. We want hippopotami for Christmases
To
too.
play with and enjoy.
Yeah, right? I love it. Cool. All right, next one. If an individual's charitable contributions deductions exceed the AGI limits, so they gave this much out, it's over what they can use for that year. How many years forward can they roll that and keep it out there? You said 3, I got 5.
It's 20. Okay.
5 years. Okay. I didn't know.
There's rules for everything because it's like, well,
So hard.
if you give money to your kids in excess, how long can you roll that forward? And if you, do the pass-through entity tax, that's a different loophole. I think that is 20 years. And so it's like, how do you keep these numbers straight in your head? You can't.
You can. That's ridiculous. Okay, 2 to go.
I'm whining.
You are. In the Chipmunk song, what it is called the Chipmunk song, how many different gifts are requested? You said 9. It is 2. It is a plane that loops the loop and a hula hoop.
And I still want a hula hoop.
And I still want a hula hoop. Yeah, right?
I don't think I could do the whole lyrics, but I remember that one. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Go on.
Alvin! All All right. Last one. In Santa Claus is Coming to Town, how many behaviors does Santa evaluate while performing what is essentially a bedroom audit?
I don't think I could tell you a single lyric from that song outside the chorus. So I don't remember what I said. 9 again?
You said 9 again. He knows when you're sleeping and he knows when you're awake.
That's the lyric you were...
Yeah. How many behaviors is he evaluating in your bedroom audit? If you're sleeping or awake. What else?
Okay.
What else would you do in your bedroom on
Isn't that
Christmas
one
Eve?
behavior, though? Because it's like the off and on switch of sleeping. It's just one behavior.
What else would you be doing in your bedroom at Christmas Eve other than sleeping or awake?
Holding a makeshift Beanie Baby dinner party.
Wrapping gifts.
Watching Only Murderers in the Building.
Yeah. I like it.
Rewatching Ted Lasso. That's kind of our jam.
Oh, yeah. I like that too. Perfect. All right, man. I think you got 6 out of...
I'll take it.
Yeah. Looks good.
I'll take it.
Nice work.
And with that time, Jeremy, hit us with some winners.
Okay, winner of the week. We are the winner of the week, Unaccountable. Did you read what I put in here on Notion?
I saw a little bit, but I'm like, I can't be bothered to read it, and Jeremy's ready. So,
First of all, that second part isn't true. But I don't know. Whoa. Okay.
You're welcome, our video listeners. Jeremy's camera is getting frisky.
My camera just went to my crotch. Hold on, and it won't go back. So
it knows what it wants.
Give the people what they want. Oh God! All right, we're just gonna leave. Hi, we're gonna go down here. So we got an award because we're so professional here on this podcast from Spotify. If you got an email, I did to the 2025 Marathon Show Award. It is a badge of recognition given to podcasts on Spotify, indicating the show's fans listen for a longer duration than a significant percentage of other shows on the platform. So, not that we have more listeners, clearly can't see me. I'm just going to hold it here. Not that we have more listeners, but they tend to listen to our show more or longer than other shows.
I just love you touting our professionalism while your camera is focused on the crotch and we see that a cardboard box holds up your microphone.
Oh yeah, we are state of the art. It's the perfect height, man. Why do I want to over engineer things? Yeah, so we're the winners.
I love it. No, I did look through our Spotify Wrapped and we actually got some solid metrics. People listen a lot longer. And there was hundreds of you where we're in your, top 10 listens, but there are 40 of you out there that we're in your number one podcast just on Spotify, let alone other platforms. Can I actually insert a surprise winner as well?
Yeah.
Did you see that our friend Jaime Rodriguez just released a book today?
Oh, I didn't. I haven't been anywhere on socials today.
And what if I told you I got a copy of it?
How'd you get a copy?
I know. It's called You're Not For Everyone. And in parentheses, that's the point.
Oh.
And the bit I've gotten to read today, because again, I got my hands on it today. But I love this because when you start a business, you think, I've got to say yes to everyone. I've got to be everything to everyone. I got to make it work. And Jaime's just teaching you, you don't have to be everyone's cup of tea. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is niche down, but be comfortable in being not right for everyone. So the bit I've read, Jaime, excellent work.
Yeah.
If you guys want to find it, I don't even know where to send you, but it's called You're Not For Everyone. That's the point by Jaime Rodriguez. Check it out. I am impressed with what I've read so far.
And this is his second book too, I believe. He had another one come out.
I believe so.
I think I have that one.
So kudos on you, Jaime.
Yeah,
just had to share. All right. And our loser, Jeremy?
Loser of the week. That's what I'm excited. So loser of the week, suggestive content creators. So article came out on New York Times this week that was talking about the no tax for tips and how suggestive material creators, people potentially in the OnlyFans world with suggestive things or the longest existing career path. I forget what's the better word for that. Man, talking about
escorting?
Yes, escorting. What do they call it?
Yeah, Mom, go Google OnlyFans. We'll talk about it later. Okay,
yeah.
Go on, Jeremy.
So, those would get excluded, but here's why I had to bring this up. In this article, I'm going to read this verbatim, and I love every minute of this. Whether or not the IRS tries to come up with its own definition of pornographic activity, enforcing the exclusion would most likely still involve auditing taxpayers who report tips from sources like OnlyFans, an IRS agent would have to view the taxpayer's content and decide if it was pornographic and then deny the deduction, which is capped at $25,000. Whose job is this going to be at the IRS? How do you get that job? Like, you could just be sitting here like, I'm working here. Come on. I loved I just picture this.
How is this not the lead? Yes, next week we will be coming back because I want to find who at the IRS got tasked with this job.
Yeah.
To audit.
Amazing. Government at work.
Well, Jeremy, that's all the time we have for this week. Your wife is texting me saying you got to go pick up the kids.
I do.
So, let's make like your personality and split.
See you in a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah, you're not even going to be here. It's me and Kirsten. Dude, good riddance.
Yeah, I alluded to it in the beginning anyway.
Yeah,
so it's fine.
we don't need you.
Fine.
Yeah, everyone tune back in if you're still listening. Ian doesn't cut this. If he does, whatever. Do you want to make $10,000 today? Do you want to lose 20 pounds in the next month? Do you want to be well-liked and respected by all your peers? We can't help you with that. You've come to the wrong place. But if you do want to earn an hour of CPE credit for listening to this episode, right after you finish, head on over to the Earmark app, take a short 5-question quiz, and you earn 1 hour of CPE just for listening to us. Happy quizzing!